A powerful storm system ripped through the heartland of America, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The storm's intensity was unlike anything seen in recent years, catching many off guard. Kentucky bore the brunt of the storm's fury, with entire neighborhoods devastated. The bluegrass state was slammed with high winds, torrential rain, and even reports of tornadoes. The relentless weather conditions created a perfect storm of chaos and destruction. The storm struck late on February 15, 2025, plunging communities into darkness and chaos. Families huddled together, hoping for the storm to pass quickly. Emergency responders worked tirelessly throughout the night, battling the elements to reach those in need. Their bravery and dedication were a beacon of hope amid the turmoil. As dawn broke, the true extent of the devastation became horrifyingly clear. The morning light revealed a landscape forever changed by the storm's wrath. Homes were reduced to rubble, businesses were torn apart, and trees lay scattered like matchsticks. The once vibrant communities now faced an uncertain future. The storm's passage left behind a landscape scarred by its power. The debris-strewn streets were a testament to the storm's unforgiving nature. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth, broken wood, and the lingering scent of fear. The community was left to grapple with the enormity of the disaster. In the aftermath of the storm, Kentucky faces a long and arduous road to recovery. Rebuilding efforts have begun, but the journey ahead is daunting. The spirit of the people remains unbroken, however, as neighbors help neighbors and communities come together to support one another. Acts of kindness and solidarity are seen everywhere. This is a story of loss, but it is also a story of resilience, courage, and the unwavering human spirit that shines brightest in the darkest of times. The people of Kentucky are determined to rebuild and emerge stronger. The storm arrived with little warning, catching many residents off guard. The air was thick with tension as people hurried to secure their homes. What began as a typical February evening quickly transformed into a nightmare. The calm was shattered by the first gusts of wind. The sky darkened ominously as the wind picked up, howling through the trees like a banshee. Leaves and debris were sent flying. Heavy rain began to fall, quickly overwhelming drainage systems and flooding streets. Water levels rose alarmingly fast. As the storm intensified, the power flickered and died, plunging homes and businesses into darkness. The city was enveloped in an eerie silence. Families huddled together, listening with growing fear to the roar of the wind and the crash of thunder. Every sound seemed magnified in the darkness. Some described the sound as a freight train bearing down on them, relentless and terrifying. Others said it was like nothing they had ever heard before, a deafening cacophony of nature's raw power. The noise was almost unbearable. For many, the night was a blur of terror and uncertainty. Time seemed to stretch endlessly. The storm seemed to last forever, each gust of wind and clap of thunder a fresh assault on their senses. Sleep was impossible. When the sun finally rose, casting its golden light on the ravaged landscape, it revealed a scene of utter devastation. The damage was extensive. The storm had passed, but the scars it left behind would take far longer to heal. The community faced a long road to recovery. The storm carved a path of destruction across the state, leaving entire communities reeling in its wake. Hardest hit were the rural areas, where homes were more scattered and vulnerable to the storm's full force. Roofs were ripped off, walls collapsed, and foundations crumbled under the onslaught of wind and rain. Roads were rendered impassable, blocked by fallen trees, downed power lines, and debris scattered like confetti. Bridges buckled and twisted, their steel beams no match for the storm's relentless power. Fields that were once lush and green now resembled muddy battlefields, littered with the wreckage of homes and livelihoods. The storm's impact extended far beyond the immediate damage. Power outages affected hundreds of thousands of people, cutting off access to heat, light, and communication. Hospitals and emergency services struggled to cope with the influx of injured and displaced residents. The full extent of the damage would take days, if not weeks, to assess. Amidst the wreckage and debris, stories of both tragedy and remarkable survival began to emerge. Families were separated, homes were destroyed, and lives were lost. The storm's human toll was a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving power. In a small town just outside of Lexington, a young couple clung desperately to a tree as the wind tore their mobile home apart around them. They watched in horror as their belongings and their dreams were scattered to the wind. Miraculously, they survived the night, but their lives were forever changed. In another community, neighbors formed human chains to rescue an elderly woman trapped in her flooded home. Her wheelchair-bound husband could only watch helplessly as the water rose around her. Thanks to the quick thinking and bravery of her neighbors, the woman was pulled to safety just moments before the roof collapsed. Section 5 Community Response, a beacon of hope. Even in the face of such widespread devastation, the spirit of the Kentucky people shone through. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing food, water, and shelter with those who had lost everything. Volunteers from across the state, and indeed the nation, poured into the affected areas, eager to lend a helping hand. Churches and community centers were transformed into makeshift shelters, providing refuge for those displaced by the storm. Donations of clothing, blankets, and other essential items poured in from across the country, a testament to the generosity and compassion of the American people. First responders worked tirelessly, often without rest, to search for survivors, treat the injured, and clear debris. Their dedication and selflessness were an inspiration to all. In the midst of chaos and despair, the community's response was a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Section 6. Government Aid and Relief Efforts. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the Kentucky governor declared a state of emergency, mobilizing all available resources to assist in the recovery effort. The National Guard was deployed to assist with search and rescue operations, maintain order, and distribute supplies. Federal aid was also swiftly approved, with President Biden pledging the full support of the federal government. FEMA teams were dispatched to the affected areas to assess the damage and coordinate relief efforts. Federal funding was made available to help individuals and businesses rebuild their lives and livelihoods. While the road to recovery would be long and arduous, the swift and coordinated response from both state and federal authorities provided much-needed hope and support to the people of Kentucky. The combined efforts of government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and countless volunteers demonstrated the power of collective action in times of crisis. Section 7. The long road to recovery, rebuilding lives and homes. The immediate aftermath of the storm was only the beginning of a long and challenging journey for the people of Kentucky. The sheer scale of the destruction was overwhelming, leaving many in a state of shock and disbelief. Rebuilding homes, businesses, and lives would take time, resources, and an unwavering spirit. The community came together, united by a common goal to restore what was lost. The physical damage was significant, but the emotional and psychological scars ran even deeper. Families and friends leaned on each other for support, finding strength in unity. Many faced the daunting task of starting over with nothing but the clothes on their backs. The loss was not just material but deeply personal, affecting every aspect of their lives. The loss of homes, possessions, and in some cases, loved ones, left an indelible mark on the community. Memories and cherished moments were buried under the rubble. The road to recovery would be paved with grief, uncertainty, and the daunting challenge of piecing together shattered lives. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was hope. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the spirit of resilience burned bright. Acts of kindness and solidarity became the foundation for rebuilding. With the support of their community, their government, and people across the nation, the people of Kentucky began the long and arduous task of rebuilding their lives and their communities. Aid and assistance poured in from all corners. It would be a journey marked by both challenges and triumphs, but one that would ultimately demonstrate the indomitable spirit of the human spirit. Each step forward was a testament to their courage and determination. Section 8. Lessons Learned, Preparing for Future Disasters. The devastating storm served as a stark reminder of the importance of disaster preparedness. While it is impossible to prevent natural disasters, there are steps that individuals, communities, and governments can take to mitigate the impact and enhance resilience. One crucial lesson learned was the need for improved early warning systems. While some residents received some notice of the approaching storm, many were caught off guard by its sudden fury. Investing in advanced meteorological technology and more effective communication channels could save lives in the future. Another key takeaway was the importance of community preparedness. The storm highlighted the vital role that neighbors, volunteers, and community organizations play in disaster response and recovery. Strengthening community bonds, Developing emergency plans and conducting regular drills can enhance resilience and save lives when disaster strikes. Section 9. The Indomitable Spirit of Kentucky. In the wake of the Kentucky storm, the world witnessed both the destructive power of nature and the indomitable spirit of humanity. The images of devastation were heartbreaking, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the forces that can be unleashed upon us. Yet, amidst the rubble and the loss, there emerged stories of courage, compassion, and resilience. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers lending a hand, and communities coming together to support those in need. These acts of kindness and selflessness offered a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. The Kentucky storm may have tested the spirit of the people, but it did not break them. Instead, it revealed their unwavering strength, their unwavering compassion, and their unwavering determination to rebuild their lives and their communities. This is the enduring legacy of the Kentucky storm, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity that shines brightest in the face of adversity.